Good
Yeah,
down.
we back. We about to get comfortable with some uncomfortable conversation. So the topic today is, have you ever felt like an imposter?
Oof.
Have you ever felt like that? I have.
I ever felt like an imposter? Are we talking felt like an imposter in our own lives, felt like an imposter in our friendships, our relationships, our family? How
You can feel like an imposter in all the different areas. So what area do you want to talk about?
right. I feel like we can talk about it being in our own lives and like our own like how we see ourselves.
Okay.
And that can asking that question can lead to so many different more avenues to speak on how you feel as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel like an imposter in your own life or whatever.
The individuals that's watching this that don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's an internal experience of believing that you are not as competent as others perceive you to be. So you feel like you're a fraud. So that's the definition. If you are watching this and you don't know what imposter syndrome is, talk about you.
Let's talk about me. We get into some dang. I guess, yes, I have. Well, not I guess, but yes, I have felt like an imposter in my own life in certain times because it's just like sometimes you feel like you know yourself and you know what you want and what you want to do or what you want to like what your goals are and what you have to do to obtain those goals. But it's like sometimes you look on the outside and you see everybody else doing the same thing that you like kind of want to succeed in, and you're not on that level or you're not there. So you feel like, okay, am I even like supposed to be here? Like, am I supposed to be doing this or am I supposed to be doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that being an imposter in your own mind is very detrimental, and it's like it's one of the key factors to anxiety. So that could lead to anxiety, and we can get into that conversation.
I can definitely piggyback of what you're saying because this all goes into the reason why I started the Self Zone. So I have my personal page and I was just like, man, I don't want to do these videos and educate people. And then people looking at me like, what the heck is she talking about? So I created the Self Zone because no one gonna know me on the Self Zone. I just felt more confident just being myself. Because of my personal page, I just feel like people just gonna say something. Who is she to educate somebody? Like
exactly. Like, who are you? What experience do you have to even speak on subjects?
Yes. So I was just like, okay, let me create this Self Zone, create my little platform. I can be me and everything, and I can sit there and educate people, and no one's gonna know me.
Right. And it's easier to do that because it's like nobody can really you get to hide behind this person that you created, but in turn that person is actually you and it's actually who you want the world to view you as. So I see what you're saying in that light. Like to go off of that, we can talk about my food. Like I love food. I love to cook. I love to do all of that. Like I love cooking. Like if
he throws down, y'all. He throws down.
Like y'all don't even know. Like I just created some chili and I ain't mentioned nothing. I just threw stuff together and we're gonna see if it's good. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. But just when I was online and I was like doing the social media thing, like trying to, show my food and the techniques or instructions on how to do whatever, or just show what I was cooking, I just felt like I wasn't really receiving the feedback almost that like I wanted. And I think that we all have this misconception in our head that we're automatically even going to get a whole bunch of views, a whole lot of support. And like T, she was telling us yesterday, it was just like, you have to like start from nothing. And it's like, sometimes, yeah, we got to start from nothing. But some of those people that start from nothing, they end up paying for the promotions and stuff like that. And I just don't want to have to do that. I want to organically grow a following. I want to organically, which I have a pretty good following, but I want the world to know about my food. Like I really want a lot of people to know like my food, because listen, my food, when I feed other people and they see or they taste like what I've created, and I see that smile or them head nodding and they're like, this is good, or them going back for another plate, like that inside that makes me so happy. Like I won't even have to eat the food, but it's like me seeing other people enjoy it brings joy to me because it's just something like I cook with love. Like when I cook, I'm like, I'm having a good time while I'm making this food. And I'm just like knowing that somebody about to eat this and they about to be happy because this food good and this feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like sometimes going back to being an imposter, I just feel like, am I an imposter? Like, am I even supposed to be cooking? Like, because it hasn't taken off and it hasn't like really, people don't recognize it. My friends know about it. Everybody around me know about my good food, but the masses don't know about it. And that's like, sometimes I want to start a food truck, but I'm like, everybody else got the will and the know-how to start restaurants or a business or a bar or whatever. And their food, their little restaurants thrive, but inside I kind of like self-doubt and I tell myself, okay, well, it's not going to turn out the way it is, or people are not going to like your food like that, or, you know, they're going to think that it's another run-of-the-mill black restaurant or something like that. But it's like, it's not, because a lot of my recipes come from my grandma and my aunts and my mom. My mom used to just throw stuff together. And she'd be like, she literally, I was on the phone with her the other day, and she was like, one of your favorite recipes literally came from us not really having much food, and I took it from the pantry and I just threw some stuff together. And I was like, well, that was and shout out to you, mama, because that we call it hot sauce steak and mashed potatoes. Like she just took some steaks, made some brown gravy, and put some Frank's Red Hot in it. When I tell you that stuff's so good. Yeah, that, I guess in that light, being in the content creator or the sharing my food lane really is like, it made me feel like an imposter. So it kind of just gave up. Like y'all haven't seen me really on my Wanderlust Cuisine page anymore because it's just like, I kind of like got discouraged. And because I was having all those thoughts that I didn't belong in the cooking world or the cooking content creator, then I just kind of just stopped because I'm just like, what good am I doing? Even though like now I'm sitting here and talking to you and thinking about it, I love this open discussion that we get to have, that I might have been giving even just my friends ideas to cook, like just, and that's what it should be about, is like, even if it just hits one person and they're like, oh, I'm about to go cook that because that look good. And they get to say, oh, I saw this on my friend's page. That's what it should have been about, not the numbers, not the views I was getting. So maybe I will get back into it and tap back into that. This is making me think about
And that is true, that we do be big on the numbers. And I do have a question. I feel like, is it the credit that we feel like we need? Because with content creation, you put in all the hard work, the energy, the effort into creating this piece of work, and then you're really not getting much credit. So is it because we're not getting a lot of credit while we're feeling like an imposter? Because on the self zone, I used to have my likes on there, and then I see that my likes were like low. So like there's a button you can click
to hit
to hide likes. And to be completely honest, I hit them because it was like low. I'm just like, all this energy and effort I'm putting into creating this is not getting acknowledged. And so now reflecting on what you're saying, it's like, maybe I just wanted the credit. Maybe I just wanted to be acknowledged. Like this was a good piece of work. Maybe that's what it was. Like,
I believe that might be like a hindrance, because T made a good point. We get so pent up in looking at the numbers and how many people seeing it and what have you, and it discourages us because we see all the other people who are successful in it already and all their numbers being high, and then we're like, well, where are our numbers at? But it's just like, we have to build that following first. And yes, I believe that it's the credit, the validation that we're looking for. Like, we're looking for that validation, like, oh, like, yeah, this should be a big page. Like, I should be blue checked, you know?
I had a blue check mark by now, and I don't.
Right. Like, my food is top tier. It should be blue check mark.
So crazy, because like starting the Self Zone account, like in the beginning, I was like discouraged. Like I said, the numbers really played a big part, and I hit the numbers because I'm just like, man. But then after a while, like I had people that had like millions of followers a couple of times that will like comment on my stuff, and that made me feel all good. Like, oh, they see my stuff. Like, so I think it is the credit. The credit like makes you feel
like I legit could have sat here and this chili that I just threw together. When we was on FaceTime before this, I legit just threw all that together. I don't know if you saw me just chopping stuff up. I could have been making a video. Like I could have been doing that, and don't think about the numbers because it's something that we're passionate about. Like, so that imposter voice inside of us needs to go away, or like we need to learn how to decrease it, because it's like this is what we're called to do. Like you're called to do the self zone. I'm called to cook. Like I love cooking. I haven't really become a chef because I'm like, I don't want to get tired of doing something I love. Like I want to create on my time, kind of. Just not ever get tired of doing it, because I see so many chefs get burnt out.
I have a question though. Why isn't our own validation enough?
Ooh.